What is going on, everyone? FreedyCat Gaming here with another War of the Visions video, and we are continuing on with our beginner account series. So if you've been following along, this has been a series just getting you prepared to have a really stacked account from the get-go, and just knowing how to navigate the game right in the beginning. The re-roll process was the easiest part, getting those characters, getting the ones that you want, but sometimes navigating from there can be a little tedious and a little daunting, right? So in the last video, we talked about equipment. This video, I just wanted to point out some notable things that you could actually get from Viz or Visiore, your in-game currency, other than just saving it for banners. There are a couple of things that I think are worthwhile to grab. The first being this, and this is going to be a little bit of a double whammy. We're going to talk about something called Royal Rank as well. Now, Royal Rank, we'll cut to that first. Royal Rank is basically a rank other than your normal rank that you get from doing story quests and logging in and different missions. Royal Rank is usually tied to purchasing Visiore. Now, this is going to be this is going to be a free-to-play account. I'm trying to make this 100% free to play. We're not going to buy any Viz. You do, however, get some Royal Rank points from some of the bingo boards. I think part of the reason that they did this was Royal Rank has the speed up option locked behind it. So they give you some of this so you can unlock rank the speed ×2 and other things, yeah? What is so notable about the Royal Rank that I want to point out to you, though, because we're not really going to have any other need for it. I mean, it does tie to a couple things, just as like opening more options to you. Like you can have more expeditions for your chocobos available and things like that. So if you click on this plus sign right here, it'll bring you to the paid Visiore option. Now, above that, there's Royal. We're Royal Rank 2 because of the Royal Rank points that we got from doing just normal missions. When you become Royal Rank 1, it unlocks this option to purchase a ticket and some experience cubes for 500 normal Viz. So you don't have to pay for that. And then if you want to see what the different benefits are for Royal Rank, it lists them out here. And each rank that you get unlocks more tickets with different things on it. The first one, I think, is actually worth considering. Here's why. It is a ticket for a level 99 Xiza. Xiza is a unit that's not really used. We're not really considering her for the unit, but we're considering her for her TMR. Now, this TMR was essential when the game released, okay? TMR is a Trust Mastery reward. So this is something that you get when you level a character to 99. More, I think, when you awaken them to 99 and when you fully awaken them with, like, the spheres and fragments of thought and limit break them. There we go. Awaken and limit break. We got there. You unlock their TMR. Now, her TMR is really good because it gives agility in its stats, and it also provides an AP restore effect, so you can use more of your abilities. Now, there weren't many of these when the game first launched, so this was absolutely essential. And this was like a targeted thing that people would try to build. Now, there are a lot of different ways that we can get AP Restore in the game now. Some units have it built into their kit. Other TMRs also give it. But this is still a good one to have, especially in a new account where you don't have all of these sources yet. And it's great for agility tuning as well. And maybe for an older unit that you have, or a unit that you want more speed on, or you want to be able to use auto restore. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to pick this up. All right, so we can look at this. I think this is worth it. We're gonna buy it. 500 of our Viz. You know, we have a lot of Viz to farm through the story and everything else, so I'm not too concerned about that. Otherwise, they just have kind of like normal summon tickets that are guaranteed URs. There is another level 99 one here for Mashri Horn. She could be considered useful for PvE stuff, but not essential. And then there's one for Rob Horn as well. Those ones are less impressive for me. And then the price starts to get up and up and up to 2,000. So I wouldn't really consider doing anything with the rest of that. But you make that decision for yourself if something calls out to you that you think would be useful. But what we're going to do is we're going to redeem this ticket if I can find it. I think it might be in our presents. Yes, 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 it is. So you go to your presents and you claim that gift. Then we can go to our tickets. And where is it now? No? Okay, we're finding it together. We did claim it, right? Yeah, we got our we claimed it. Interesting. Maybe maybe you don't have to summon it. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's go check our units. Let's see if it just populates right into our inventory. Of course, the game wants to freeze now. All right, so we're going to go to units now. Let's check. So she's a dark unit. No, so she's not in here. It was a ticket after all. So maybe because we were already in the summon menu. Okay, that's why. We were already in the summon menu, so it wasn't populating. So we just go do this, and then we get our Xiza. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. You just get her. And then you have a 99 level 99 unit that you can use if you want to. But more importantly, you have her TMR, and we'll go take a look at that TMR right now. I mean, it never hurts to have a unit, especially one that you then don't have to level up. It's already leveled up. So we'll go take a look at that TMR now. So you can go to equipment if you want to look at the TMR itself, and then trust will pull up the TMRs. Her TMR is Illusory Bell. So these are the stats. It gives 142 HP, 14 accuracy, 7 agility, which is very, very nice. That's very high, and 8 defense. And then its ability is Revitalize, which gives AP Restore to self for 3 turns. Just a note with AP Restore and like effects, the baseline usually for a unit, this relies on Faith. Their Faith has to be at least 50 to guarantee that this will proc. Otherwise, there's a chance that it won't work. Okay? And it can be higher than that. It just has to be at least 50. Then you want to go. You're not done yet. You do have to level the TMR so that you get the maximum effect. Can we level all the way? So we don't have enough of these armor pots right now to do this. But what I will do is I'm just going to put it all in for now, because it will be useful, and we'll get more of these armor pots and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just going to favorite it so that I have easy access to it. So that is the first thing. I think that that's worth spending some Viz on. That is my first recommendation. You know what? You might even pull her in your first couple of pulls. You could even choose to pull her in some of the beginner banners. I wouldn't do that because you can just do it here. Or you might get lucky and just pull her off banner or something, but then you would have to build her and it would take you time to get it up. So that's why it's worth it to me. It's just an instant gratification situation. So that's number 1. Number 2, we're gonna go to Chocobo Expeditions. So now Royal Rank also unlocks a second expedition. That's at Royal Rank 6. All right. I don't know that we'll get more Royal Rank points just from doing missions and quests and stuff. We might, but you will definitely get more from purchasing Visiore, which we're not going to do. The other thing that you could potentially do is you can unlock more slots. That would cost 500 Visiore as well. I'm going to hold off on this. This doesn't really do much else. I don't know if the bonuses for having many units, all these units stack. I think it just takes the bonus from the highest bonus from one unit, and you can check the bonuses here. But I don't think we're gonna get multiple bonuses for this. I could be wrong. We'll have to check. I'll update if I'm wrong. But I wouldn't do that right now, right? The other thing is I did want to check something in here. Okay. Now, you can also increase the amount of items that you can retrieve in a Chocobo Expedition by clicking on this plus sign. Now, this is also locked behind Royal Rank, so I think there is a way that we can get points for Royal Rank just by going through the game. There has to be, because 40 is not enough. You have to be checking back on this all the time. It is worth leveling this up a little bit, increasing your inventory a little bit here to me, so then you don't have to check so often. You can kind of let it accumulate for a while. So I think that is worthwhile to do. We can't do it right now. Okay. The other thing is, if you go to your guild, if you're in a guild, first of all, if you want to create a guild, it costs 500 Visiore. But you can easily find a guild and just join one. There are a lot of guilds out there always looking for members. So what I've done, if you hit replenish, now what is this? Sorry, this is Barracks. So you can put your units in here, and you can basically get shards for them by just leaving them in here. And there's a little timer, right? They'll get JP and they'll get shards, and each timer is 12 hours. Unless they're a featured unit, then it's cut in half to 6. Or you can use their little potion things that you can use to, it's called Shardless, that you can use to reduce the timer and get shards sooner. You start, I think, with a provision like limit of like 3,000, I think. So if I've increased this to 15,000 for now, I will increase this more. You see the timer it has. So we have just about, if we fill this up, oh wait, so I clicked the wrong button. So if you expand it, it costs Viz. It increases with time. So it starts at like 30 and then 50 and blah, 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 and increases over time. So the more you increase your provisions warehouse, you expand it, the more Viz is going to cost you. It's not a super lot, but like it adds up, right? We're just going to fully stock this. So and then it tells you how much time is remaining until it hits 0, and then you have to fill it up. You can fill it up at any time. Yeah. So in 4 hours, this would be done. Now, we don't want to have to check it every 4 hours. So maybe get it to a point where it's like at 8 hours, you know, so you check it every 8 hours, like after you wake up or after work or during lunch or whatever. My main account has this much further along. I think it's like at 12 hours or something, so I can just check it twice a day or something every 12 hours. You know, I check in periodically anyway. But I would recommend expanding this. You know, once you're kind of settled and have like your Visiore that you need at first. You know what? We'll expand it a little bit now because we're gonna farm for Visiore anyway. So I'll just show you what that does. It expands, so we have more time on there. We're gonna go to 18. I'm gonna do increments of 3, right? And then we can go ahead and we can replenish this. Yeah. So now it increased the amount of time. So we have 4.5 hours until it will be kaput. So not ideal for now, but I'm not trying to spend all my Viz doing that. So I'll just gradually increase that over time. But just make sure you're checking your barracks so that you don't let a lot of time go without you reducing the timer so you can get more shards. Yeah, so that's that for spending your Viz. And then one more thing that I was considering. We talked about Chocobos, we talked about Guild, we talked about the Royal Rank getting the Xiza. If we go into the shop now, you can, okay, so yes, I did want to talk about this. Primarily, we're saving our Visiore for pulling on banners so we can get the new vision cards and the new units, okay? That's only one part of it. In order to build them up, you will get usually free like shards and things like that just by logging in sometimes if they give them out. You'll get them from Chocobo Expeditions. You'll get them from Barracks. You'll get them from some of the metal shops. Sometimes you need more, though, and what you can do is there's always guaranteed the featured units to have shards in the shop that you can purchase for Visiore. You can get 10 for 500. You can get 5 for 250. That's kind of like the going rate. Sometimes they have discounted things, like in the Whimsy shop, which is great that it is pulled up right now. That's amazing. In the Whimsy shop, that'll pop up when you use a certain amount of energy. You'll see that they have 50% off, but it's paid Viz. Yeah, so you can get like a discounted amount for paid viz. So we can't do that. And then more shards for regular come up as well. And we just ran out of time, but we got to see it at least. um, yeah, if you really need weapons, if you're really struggling with powering up and you want some weapons, you can go ahead and buy weapons. And it might not be too bad of a deal because it comes at +5 already, and you get materials to level it up. So it could be worthwhile. Just look at what kind of weapon it is. Like it says the equipment type. So, sword units equip swords, great swords, katanas, so on and so forth. So just kind of look at what you might actually need. There's no real need to buy all of these things. There's an MR version and there's an SR version. So if you know, don't want to spend so much, you want just a little bump or just something to get you by for the time being. That's really it. There are, of course, paid options in here. Also, there usually are free options of discounted things sometimes in like New Year's shops. For instance, this like in general, I stay away from these things if I'm trying to conserve Visiore. If you're really hurting on like materials to level your units, sometimes this could be a good idea. I've done it from time to time, but generally I try not to. I try to find materials to do things in other ways. Anything that's gil is a safe bet. Like I'll go through and get these when I have more gil. I just need to stockpile more gil. Anything that costs gil is a safe bet. Definitely stockpile on those things. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then of course in every shop there are paid options for things, but we're not talking about paid. Just in the sense of royal rank, so you understand what it is and how you level that up. Yeah, so that is all that is. We just wanted to talk about a couple notable things that we can use our Visiore for other than banners. Just the important things, yeah, because we still have to be able to level our units and our VCs. You don't want to, especially for a limited collaboration, you don't really want it to go by without you having completed that unit or the vision card. It's easier now than it was back in the day because you can leave collaboration units in the barracks and still accumulate shards. In the Chocobo Expeditions, their specific Chocobo Expedition is for a limited time, and the timer is on there. And then the only other thing, I think I showed it in the first video, is you can use soul stars to also get units for a character up to a certain point. There's a cap. When you limit break them, you can't get any more that way. But you can use your medals from pulling duplicates of units to exchange for mind spheres, which is like the next tier of leveling up your character. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. I hope that helped. If you have any questions, don't feel free to ask. No, definitely feel free to ask. Feel free to ask. Please leave comments asking your questions or join the Discord, and I'd be happy to answer or help out with anything else. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions with any of that, anything else you'd like to see. And till next time, see you then. Bye.